So I just hit the record button. So quickly, this wellness is going to be dedicated to nutrition. And I'd like to start first by asking you a couple questions. Okay, so this is yes or no questions. So you could just shake your head, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. But how many of you have gained and lost weight over the course of your lifetime? Yes? Thumbs up if it's a yes. Okay. How many of you have lost weight, but you're still not happy with the way that you look? Thumbs up for good. Okay. How many of you have struggled with, how do I say this? How many of you have struggled with knowing the right foods to eat?
I'm good with that.
Okay, so you're good with, you think that you know what good foods are versus bad foods, yes?
Yeah.
So the reality is we know healthy food versus unhealthy food. There's no question about that. The problem comes in when you're talking about healthy food, let's assume that all of us are eating healthy, okay? You might still be having a problem losing weight. And oftentimes people wonder, what's wrong? I'm eating healthy, but I'm still not losing weight, or I'm not losing weight at a rate that I want to. And part of that is because you're not eating the right ratio of good food. What does that mean? Well, that means you have to eat enough calories. You have to eat enough food in your day. Now, let's assume that you eat enough calories. Let's say that you've determined you should be eating 1,500 calories, and that's what you do. You eat 1,500 calories. And you're still not losing weight or losing weight at a rate that you want to. The issue could be, or most likely is, you're eating the wrong combination of foods, meaning everything that you eat is made up of either protein, carbohydrates, or fat. So let's assume at the end of my day, I've eaten 1,500 calories, so I'm within my calorie range. The problem could be that majority of those calories were carbohydrates. And I didn't have enough protein, or I didn't have enough fat, because essentially we need all three of those. We need protein, carbs, and fat to burn fat properly and to lose weight and to keep our metabolism up. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
So although we may be eating enough calories, are we eating the appropriate ratio of calories? So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. But first I want to explain to you the difference between a pound of muscle and a pound of fat. So let's take our thought to a visual first, okay? Have you heard the saying, again, thumbs up, shake your head, yes or no. Have you heard the saying, muscle weighs more than fat? Thumbs up, shake your head, whatever. We've all heard that, right? We've heard that before. Muscle does weigh more than fat. But what does that mean? So essentially, let's assume that in this hand, okay, I have a rock. And that rock weighs 5 pounds. Do we agree that I could hold that rock in one hand? Raise your hand if you agree with me. Yeah, I could hold that rock in one hand, absolutely. Well, now the question is, I go and put that rock down. I set that rock down on the table. Is that rock going to move when I remove my hand? It doesn't. It remains the same. Oh, hang on. They're still trying to log in here. So that rock still remains the same. That rock essentially is your muscle. Okay? Your muscle is rock solid. It doesn't move. It doesn't jiggle if I poke it. Okay? It stays solid. Now, in this hand, I also have a rock, or I have 5 pounds. But in this hand, it's 5 pounds of grape jello. Do we agree that if I tried to hold 5 pounds of Jell-O, I could not hold it with just one hand? Do we agree?
Yep.
Okay. So now I'm going to take that Jell-O and I'm going to put it into a Ziploc baggie. And now if I take that baggie and I set it right alongside the rock muscle and I remove my hands, what happens to that Jell-O? Does it spread out?
Yeah.
If I were to poke it, does it jiggle?
Yep.
Yes. That purple Jell-O is your fat representation. So do we agree that both of them weigh 5 pounds, but they look tremendously different?
Yeah.
Okay. That's because when you're losing weight, most people lose muscle instead of fat. And that has absolutely nothing to do with exercise and has everything to do with your food. Okay. Now, can we build muscle with exercise?
Yes.
Can we lose weight through exercise?
Yes.
Yes.
But the weight loss is dictated majority through your nutrition. So if I want to build muscle, absolutely I'm going to lift weights. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to incorporate cardio, but I also have to look at my food. So food is a common factor in all of it, because if you want to build muscle, do I need carbohydrate? Do I need fat? Or do I need protein?
All of it.
All of them.
All of it, but which one's most important in muscle building?
Protein.
Protein. Okay. So again, I'm going to go back to that scenario. If I'm eating 1,500 calories in a day, but I'm completely lacking in the protein department, I am not going to put on muscle. The weight that I'm going to lose is going to be muscle. And am I eating properly throughout the day? Because that's another indicator of what weight am I going to lose. So I'm going to ask you a question. Again, it's a yes or no. Do you eat breakfast in the morning?
Yep.
So everybody eats breakfast in the morning.
Yep.
All right, Deb, keep your eyes on the road there, my friend. So we all eat breakfast in the morning. So now the next question is, do you eat breakfast within 30 to 60 minutes of waking?
Yep.
Okay, Janelle? Okay, Deb, a big fat no. Eyes on the road. Susie?
Yes.
You do. Davey? Amanda?
Sometimes.
Okay, so Deb had a big fat no, so we're going to go over this anyways. And I know Deb already knows this, and she's going to start laughing because I've told her this probably 4 times. Right, Deb? But here's how your body works. Let's assume that you eat dinner. Let's say we just get done with dinner. Davey, Amanda, I know you're in a different time zone, but right now it's about 10 to 7. So let's just say that at 6 o'clock we ate dinner. And now whatever time we go to bed, it doesn't matter, but we wake up at 6 in the morning. How many hours is that with no food, assuming you haven't eaten after dinner?
12.
12 hours. We had no food. Not a big deal because majority of it we spent sleeping.
Yeah.
But now we wake up in the morning and whatever your routine is, I don't care. You get up, you're cleaning your house. You get up, you shower and go to work. You get up, you go to the gym. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The fact that you're up out of bed requires what? Energy. Well, where does your body normally get energy from?
Food.
Food. If it turns to your food and there's no food there, where does it go next?
Muscle.
Why your muscle and not your fat? Does anybody know the answer to that?
Well, not really, but I know that's where it goes.
So the reason it goes to your muscle is because it takes the path of least resistance, right? It needs energy, so it's going to expend the least amount of energy to get it. And your muscle has glycogen within it, okay? And it's easy to break down. So it goes to your muscle first, okay? Your fat is there to protect you, and we'll touch on that in just a second. So it's going to go to your muscle, counterproductive to what you're doing. anytime you go to muscle for energy, I want you to think about something. I want you to think about a light switch being turned on. Okay? Anytime you flip that light switch on, that's an indicator to your body to store fat. So once you flip that switch, right? You went more than 60 minutes without eating. After you woke up in the morning, you have flipped that light switch on. And now anything you choose to eat the rest of the day, I don't care if it's all good food, it's all going to be stored as fat. It is not going to be stored or used to build muscle. Are you with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Now, metabolism, how fast or how slow it is dictated by the amount of muscle that you have. So if we're taking muscle away, what happens to our metabolism? It slows down. So we have to fix our metabolism. The only way to fix your metabolism is through eating. I want you to think about your metabolism like you would a campfire or a bonfire. If we're all sitting around a campfire and all of us are pretty comfy in our gravity chairs, so we don't want to get up to put wood on the fire, what's going to happen to that fire?
Gonna go out.
Yeah, it's going to go out. Same thing with your body. If you don't continuously fuel it with food throughout the day, your metabolism goes out. Okay? So everybody, with the exception of Deb, eats breakfast. So those of you now that eat breakfast, my next question to you is, do you eat every 4 hours? Janelle says no. Amanda, yeah?
Yeah.
Davey,
Probably.
Okay.
I
Susan,
don't think I do.
what'd you say? You don't think you do?
I don't think I eat
Okay.
every 2 hours.
So even though we got it right in the morning, right? We eat our breakfast. Now we flip that light switch at whatever point in our day, we're skipping more than 4 hours. Does that make sense? So most of you are flipping a light switch at some point. Maybe it's not first thing in the morning, but it's sometime. Does that make sense so far? Okay, 1 second. Now, talking about your fat, I want you to think about your fat as having a job, okay? Your metabolism is directly affected by that. So the more fat you have, the slower your metabolism. The easiest way to explain that to you is to think about a bear. So a bear in nature is just like a human, except there's one huge difference. What do they do that we don't?
They hibernate.
They hibernate. So for let's just say 6 months out of the year, they hibernate. How can they do that? They do not sneak out of their cave to go get a snack every couple weeks. They are in their cave hibernating. How do they live?
On their fat.
On their fat stores.
Yeah.
And then they wake up in the spring. What is their job now for the next 6 months?
Eat.
Hunt and eat. What are they doing?
Activity.
What is the eating? Where is the eating going to?
Fat.
Their food is going to their fat stores because their job is to build up their fat stores so they can live for another 6 months in hibernation. Every time you flip that switch and you slow your metabolism down, that's what your body is getting you ready for, hibernation. The only problem is we never hibernate. So we never make that switch over to burning fat. So we have to make sure that our nutrition is on point so that we can continue to burn fat although we're not in hibernation. Everybody have a good visual right now about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many of you, I asked you this question earlier, have gained and lost weight over the course of your life? We all have. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story, and it's better if you have a visual, but I know on Zoom it's a little difficult. But I want you to think about this. I know Davey, Amanda, Susan, you've heard this story before, but it's a good refresher. This is my story, okay? About 15 years ago, I weighed 160 pounds. My goal was to lose 30 pounds. We all have goals, right? We want to lose X amount of pounds, whatever. So you relate to me in that way. So my goal is I want to lose 30 pounds. What did I do? I went to Weight Watchers and I learned how to count points, essentially. And I followed that program. And over the course of 1 year, I lost 30 pounds. Now I stopped going because I knew what I needed to do and I knew how to count points. So I stopped going. What do you suppose happened over the course of the next year?
Put it back on.
I sure did. I put the same 30 back on. Okay? Now, when I first started, I was a size 8. So now I lost 30 pounds. And I'm sorry, I was a size 10. I dropped 30 pounds and I now was a size 8. I put that same 30 pounds back on. Do you think I was a size 10 again?
No, because it didn't go on the same way it came off.
Yeah, I was a size 12. Only at that point, I didn't understand why. I thought it was strange. So what do you think I
Because they're
did?
making the clothes too small for their sizes.
Maybe, it's possible.
Uh-huh.
What do you think I did?
You stored more fat in different places.
Well, yes.
You what?
What do you think I did? I went back to Weight Watchers because I was determined to lose those 30 pounds again. I did it once, I'm going to do it again. And I did. I lost 30 pounds. So now I went from a size 12 to a size 10. Dropped a dress size again. Stopped going. Now I gained the same 30 pounds back. Now, instead of being a size 12, I was a 14. So I was 160 pounds 3 times. I went from a 10 to a 12 to a 14. How is that possible? Because every time I lost weight, I lost the muscle. And every time I gained it as the fat. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So most of you have probably done that over your lifetime, and it's not your fault. It wasn't my fault either. Like, I just didn't know. And at that point, the reason why I decided to change was because at the time my husband was having major low blood sugar issues. He was diabetic. I went and got my nutrition certifications. I got my fitness certifications because my goal was not only to help me lose weight, but to help him with his blood sugars. And I did that. But in the process, I learned what I'm teaching you. It's all about making sure that you're eating properly. And for a diabetic, whether you're a type 1 or a type 2, I didn't know this, but if I was feeding him white rice or I was feeding him a white baked potato, his blood sugar was being affected just the same as if I were to have given him a candy bar or a piece of white bread or pasta. Well, those things are not healthy. I'm thinking rice and baked potato are healthier, but the fact is the way it's impacting your body and the way your body processes it and what it does to your blood sugar is the same as if you're having something like a high processed food, bread, pasta, candy, sugar. Does that make sense? So when you're choosing your carbohydrates and how much carbohydrate to have, making a switch from a white potato to a sweet potato, making a change from rice to quinoa, making a change from rice or baked potato to a squash or something along those lines made a huge difference, not only in my weight loss, but in his blood sugars. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
So that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want you to document your food so that you know exactly what you're taking in and knowing what those macros break down to. Okay. So everybody has MyFitnessPal on their phone, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So has anybody used MyFitnessPal before today?
Yeah, it came up. I did it.
Deb's a no. Deb, I can teach you when you're not driving, so do not pull your phone out. Amanda, have you used it before?
I have used it before. Hey, I'm gonna jump out of this so I can use my phone and join on my computer. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Davey, you've used it before? Okay. Barb, what about you?
No, I usually use the Weight Watcher app.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that, but does it have an area that tracks your calories?
It just
And or, go ahead.
Just the points.
Just the points. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the issue that I ran into when I did Weight Watchers, because although it's a great system, the problem is it only tracks your points. It doesn't track the protein, the carbs, and the fat.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So do you have it on your phone, Barb?
And the reason why it doesn't is because it's all figured in. That's why it doesn't. That's
I
why
got
that. Yeah, it's all
Okay.
figured in.
So do you have MyFitnessPal on your phone?
Yeah, I actually downloaded last night.
All right. So what I want everybody to do, I'm going to go to mine right now, is I want you to open MyFitnessPal. Now, you should have a screen like this. Are you seeing it backwards probably?
No,
Mine's
No?
okay.
Okay.
Mine's not like that.
Because I'm seeing it backwards on my screen. But that's your page where your home screen is. Is everybody on that?
yes.
Okay. So at the very top, after you, oh, I couldn't see it, Barb. Okay, perfect. That's it. Now, you should have set it up with your weight, your age, all that stuff. Everybody did all that?
I think I did. Yes.
Okay. So at the very top, you'll see your calories and it says what your goal is. Now, MyFitnessPal automatically sets you up based on your goals.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it says minus your food plus your exercise equals however many calories are remaining. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
What I'd like you to do is click on the remaining calories. It should be green.
Mhm.
Okay. That takes you to, in my case, it takes you to this screen where at the top it says calories, nutrients, and macros. Everybody see that?
I see
Oh.
breakfast, add food, lunch, add
I don't
food.
see on mine. Yeah, I
Okay,
don't see
so
any
you-
Mac.
Okay. So in the upper right-hand corner, Susan, it says calories or 1,700 in my case remaining.
Right?
I want you to click on that 1,700 or whatever your number says.
Now I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, now I got it.
Okay. Now, if you look at the top of that screen, now you see calories, nutrients, and macros.
Mhm.
Yep.
I want everybody to go to macros. Now you should see, I don't know if you can see that. Let me shut my light off. Maybe that'll make a difference. No. So the screen you should see is a pie chart, and then it should say carbohydrates, fat, and protein in the middle of your screen. Everybody see that?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Susan, you don't have your mute on, so I'm going to ask you, what is your carbohydrate set at for your goal?
55.
Okay, that's an automatic through MyFitnessPal. We're going to change that in just a second. What does your fat say?
30.
And what does your protein say?
15.
Okay. So those three percentages should equal 100%.
Mhm.
Okay. We can change that to be anything that we want it to be.
Okay.
Now, based on what we just talked about, out of the protein, the carbs, and the fat, if we want to build muscle, which muscle burns fat and increases your metabolism, which macro is most important for that?
Protein.
Protein. MyFitnessPal has the lowest percentage in what department?
Protein.
Protein.
Yep.
Because this is a great app, but the way it's set up right now is for weight loss, because that's what most people use it for.
Mhm.
When the reality is we are still going to lose weight, but we don't want to lose muscle. So we all want to change that protein percentage and we want to up it.
Okay.
Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. I have always operated at 40% for my protein. but that is because I work out and strength train every single day. Okay. You can have too much protein, which will turn into fat. So I don't want you right now at 40%. I want each of you to go between 30 and 35. You choose. So go ahead. What you're going to do is where it says protein and the goal is in blue, you're going to click that. Okay. Are you there so far?
Yep.
Now you should see a screen that says goal. The goal is blue, the number halfway down your screen.
Yeah.
Everybody there? Click
Yeah.
on that for me.
Click on the goal.
Yeah,
On
click on your
goal?
goal.
Oh,
And
okay.
do you see a screen now where it tells you your carb, your protein, and your fat, and all the percentages are in blue?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to click on the carbohydrates.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see this or not. It's going to
Oh,
come
yeah.
up with columns. Okay.
Yeah.
You can scroll and change those percentages.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'd like you to change your protein to 30 to 35% for me.
Okay.
I would like you to change your carbs to the same, about 30 to 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then add those two numbers together and make the fat equal to, so that those three equal 100.
Yeah.
So if you have 35 and 35, your fat's going to be 30.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
It won't let you continue if you don't have 100% total.
Right. And it
Okay.
tells you on the bottom. 100%.
Correct. Now,
Yeah, it's
once you've changed it, you should be able to hit that check mark
Okay.
and it'll bring you back to the screen.
Mhm.
So now let's all back out of it, all the way back to the main screen where you had adding your food and so on and so forth.
Okay.
okay.
Everybody back there?
Yeah.
Okay. Are your calories still whatever your calories were?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead and click on it again. Click on those calories
Yeah.
and check and make sure that those percentages stayed the same as what you set them to.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. So
Yes.
now you know that it's saved the way that you set it up. I
mhm.
always have people double check because sometimes they forget to hit the check mark and it goes back to the default.
Mhm.
Okay. So you know now that your macros are set up to the percentages that you should. So back out to go back to your main page.
Home.
Yeah, your home page.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
what I want you to do is I want you to scroll to the bottom of that home page and you're going to see a button that says nutrition. Everybody see it?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Are you at your home screen?
Yep.
You're at your diary?
Oh, diary. Okay.
Diary. So it should be this. Oh, diary. Yeah, the diary I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
at the bottom, do you see the nutrition?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I want everybody to click on that nutrition button.
Yep.
Now I want you to click on nutrients.
Okay.
We went to macros to set up our percentages. Now I want you to go to nutrients.
Okay.
Everybody there?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. When you look at that, you'll see protein, carbs, fiber, sugar, fat, so on and so forth. The
Yep.
only things that you're going to pay attention to are your protein, your carbs, and your fat. So do you see your goal? I'll tell you what my goal numbers are, and you just look at yours. So your protein, my goal is to eat 169 grams of protein in a day. Barb, what does yours say?
248.
Okay. Carbohydrates. Mine says 129. What does yours say, Barb?
248.
What does fat say?
94.
Okay. And mine says 56. Now, we're going to back out of this. And I want you, so now you're back at your diary where it says breakfast, add food, lunch, add food, is essentially your log, okay?
Okay.
Now we're all going to enter the same thing just so that we're all on the same page. Go to breakfast and click on add food.
Okay.
At the very top, there's a search bar.
Yeah.
In that search bar, I want you to type in, I don't know, somebody tell me what you normally eat for breakfast.
What egg
Cereal.
whites?
Egg whites?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, type in egg whites. And it'll come up with a bunch of things, okay? Now, for me, I would punch in egg white. So let's click on it. It should say 1 egg, egg white. And it asks me how many servings. Are you guys there?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
All right, so see how the number of servings is blue? It says, it should say 1. I want you to click on that number 1 and delete it and put in 5.
5.
And then after you've done that, hit the check mark at the top.
I don't see that. I don't see that. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I don't know where you are.
I touched search. I shouldn't have touched search.
If you click on the actual egg where it says egg white, you click on that and then it'll go into that next section.
Correct. So when you find egg white in your search, click on the egg white.
Click on egg. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Barb, do you have it?
But it doesn't have like 5. It has all like the 1 gram, 1 cup, whatever. It doesn't
Okay,
say.
because you probably clicked on something that gives you a different measurement. It really doesn't matter. Just, does it say number of servings?
Yeah. It says 1 large egg.
Oh, mine it doesn't.
What does it say for
1
serving?
large egg. Yeah, 1 large egg. That's all it says.
That's under serving size.
Yeah. Oh, I just okay. I got it.
Okay, so everybody change your number of servings to 5.
Okay.
Now hit the check mark. Does everybody have 5 egg whites logged into your breakfast?
Yep.
Yeah. Now
Yes.
click add food again. In the search bar, I want you to type oatmeal.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
Oh,
no rush, no worries.
meal.
Oatmeal. I would never eat oatmeal.
You wouldn't, Barb?
I would never eat oatmeal. I don't
Okay.
like it.
Well, for today, we're gonna eat oatmeal.
I know. I just don't like the texture of it.
I hear you. So you typed in oatmeal. Does anybody see an entry that says half a cup of cooked oatmeal? Again, it doesn't matter. I don't really care what you click on, but just
Half a cup?
half a
Public
cup of cooked
oatmeal?
oatmeal.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, click on that. It should say 150 calories.
Yeah.
All right, click on that. Your number of servings should say 1.
Yep.
If you eat more than that, obviously you would change it, but we're gonna leave it. Hit your check mark.
Okay.
Okay, you with me so far?
Yep.
So
Yep.
everybody should have 5 egg whites and a half a cup of oatmeal for your breakfast.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you're good. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you how that changes your macros. So let's say
Wait a
after you eat your, oh, what's up, Barb?
It's not on under breakfast. All I have is the oatmeal. I don't have the egg whites on it.
Okay, so go back into breakfast and click on add food
Okay.
and type in your egg white.
Whites. Okay.
And see if you can find 1 egg white.
Okay, I did.
Okay, now click on it
Mhm.
and then change your number of servings to 5.
Okay.
And then after you do that, hit the check mark.
Okay.
All right, you hit the check mark?
Now the oatmeal's gone.
Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
No, it isn't. I don't know if it is or not.
Are you back in your diary?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it say under breakfast?
236 calories.
Yeah, you're perfect. You have it.
Yeah.
That's what everybody should have, 236 calories. So now I want you to scroll to the bottom of that screen again, and I want you to click on nutrition. It should take you automatically back to the nutrients tab, but if it doesn't, I want you to click on nutrients. Everybody there?
Yep.
Okay, so you'll see that by eating those egg whites and eating that oatmeal, we have used up 24 protein, 28 carb, and 3 fat. Everybody have the same numbers? It's not a big deal if you don't, but you notice that whatever you put in there now computes in your nutrients. So I was supposed to eat 169 grams of protein, so now I have 145 left. My carbohydrates, I have 101 left, and my fat, I have 53 left. Everybody with me so far? Your numbers will be different, but it tells you right there how the far right-hand corner says left. That's how much of those nutrients you have left. Now, go ahead and get back out of that and go back to your food diary.
Okay.
Sure.
You can do one of two things. You could go through your day and just continue logging like we just did. Eat your breakfast, log it in, eat your lunch, log it in, have a snack, log it in, eat your dinner, log it in, and see where you fall at the end of your day. Or you can do what I do, or I try to do majority of the days, is I know what my numbers are. I know what I have to hit every day. I don't care if I have to eat the same thing majority of the days, because I want to meal prep. And we were talking about this in my Biggest Loser group, is I want to meal prep, even if I can't do it for the whole week, for at least 4 days, right? So if I have to eat for the next 4 days the same items, I don't care. I know I'm hitting my numbers, and I just grab my food and go, okay? So what you could do is later tonight or sometime this week is you could just start plugging in the foods that you eat, plug it in. Well, what do I think I want to have for lunch? And plug it in, and then keep tracking the nutrients until you get it almost, I don't want to say spot on, because that'll be a lot of trial and error, but get as close as you can so that you have 0 protein or carb or fat left at the end of your day. Or more importantly, not going over in those departments, right? Like not being short in your protein and over in your carbs. Everybody with me so far? So everybody is going to have a different essential meal plan, but we're all going to be hitting our numbers, because like I showed you, I told you what my numbers were. Barb told me what her numbers are. She needs more food because she weighs more. Does that make sense? So as you start losing weight, right, and you track your weight in here, it should adjust. It should change how much of protein you need, how much carbohydrates you need, so on and so forth. So those percentages, like for me, I'm at 40, 30, and 30. 40 for my protein, 30 for carbs, 30 for fat. That changes as I progress through my goals. Sometimes I'll up my protein more and drop my carbs. I won't do that for a long period of time, but if I'm getting ready for a show or something where I need to deplete my carbs, I'll deplete my carbs, but I need to increase my fat and I need to increase my protein. Does that make sense? So again, depending on your goals, and this is something that we can talk about as you go through your process, when is it time? When is it time to change my numbers? When is it time to look at, I need to change my calorie intake? Because the reality is, as you get fitter and lose more weight and gain more muscle, you're going to need more calories, because muscle needs to be fed, right? But you can't go from low calories to high calories right now. We have to do a stepping stone. And this is something I was talking to Davey about, because I asked him to document, hey, document for me what you would normally eat, right? What's your normal daily food intake, so we can see where your calories are. Because if MyFitnessPal says, hey, he's supposed to be at 2,700 calories, but all along here, he's only been consuming 2,000. If I throw him on 2,700, he's going to gain weight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So everybody needs to know, what has your current calorie intake been before we can set our calorie intake on MyFitnessPal. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So we can't go by what they're dictating to us, because I don't know what your normal consumption has been. So until I know what your normal consumption has been, I can't tell you what to set MyFitnessPal to. So if you want my help, you'll need to plug in your food, tell me what your normal calorie intake is, and tell me what MyFitnessPal is recommending, and I will then tell you where I want you to set it up for now,
Okay.
until we can get you up to that nutrition. Okay. So are everybody is it making sense to you so far?
So
Yeah.
far.
Now, MyFitnessPal might seem tedious, okay? And it can be until you get used to it. The other thing is, let me show you another feature. And again, if this is too complicated, you don't have to do it. But another feature that I want you to know about, go to your home, hit your home button.
Yeah.
We're all back to the home screen. Now,
Uh-huh.
click on your diary again, because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Now, I don't care where you go, but just hit add food, wherever it says add food.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
I bring this up because I know a lot of you do cook, right? Some of you have some of your favorite recipes. So if you look at, hey, Sarah, Grandma was just calling. Can you call her back and tell her I'm on a training? See what she needed. So if you, at the very top, if you click recipes, now I have a bunch of recipes in mine because I've input them, but yours will probably be blank, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at the top. Whoop. Hang on, I just screwed something up. So if you click on your recipes, you'll see at the very top, click the plus button.
Okay.
Everybody there?
Uh-huh.
Now you can scan a barcode, you can create a recipe, you can create a meal. What I always do is create a recipe. So if you have your favorite recipe and it's on the web, you can upload it. But what I want you to do is enter ingredients manually. Just click on that.
I don't know where you are.
Okay. So go back to your diary for me there, Barb.
I am. That's where I am.
Okay. Click add food.
Under breakfast?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Did you
Yeah.
click it? Okay. Now at the top, click recipes.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you'll see the plus button in the upper right-hand corner.
Yep.
Hit create a recipe.
Okay.
And now enter ingredients manually.
Got it.
Got it? Okay. Now you'll see it says title. You can put in your title, you know, taco casserole, whatever it is. Okay. And then your servings. How many does it serve? If it serves 10 people, you know, just, you know, type in whatever, just for a demo. Serves how many people? Let's just put 10 in there. And then you're going to hit the arrow at the very top. Now at the top, you have add ingredient or edit ingredients. Everybody with me? Davey, you with me?
No.
Okay. Barb, what are you seeing on your screen?
The name of my thing, and then 10 servings.
Yep. Now hit the arrow at the top.
Now hit what?
The arrow at the
Oh,
very
okay.
top right.
Okay.
Now it should say add ingredients.
Yep.
Yeah, click on that. Now, there's a search bar.
Yep.
Just for the heck of it, let's type in beef and hit search. Everybody
Okay.
there?
Yeah.
Okay. It says shredded beef. Let's just, do you see the shredded beef?
Yeah.
All right. Click on the shredded beef.
Mhm.
Let's change the number of servings to 10.
Okay.
And then hit the check mark.
Okay.
Now you're back to the add ingredient, right?
Yep.
Just
Uh-huh.
add ingredient again. This time search for beef broth. Hit search. Everybody there?
Yep.
All right, it should say beef broth Swanson. It's 4 down on mine, 20
Yep.
calories. Click
Yep.
on it. Number of servings, let's change that to, I don't know, 15. Hit the check mark. Now, if there were more ingredients, you would just keep adding ingredients, right? Now hit the arrow again and see where it says save.
Yep.
Go ahead and save it.
All right.
Okay. Now it'll take you back to your recipes and you should have that one recipe in there that we just input for the fun of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Back out, go back to your diary. Now let's say that's something you make weekly or whatever, and that's going to be something that you're going to use for a lunch item. Let's click on add food for lunch. Everybody there? Now click on your recipes and you'll see whatever you called that recipe that we put in. Click on it. And it's going to ask you, how many servings are you planning to eat? Let's just leave it at 1.
Mhm.
Okay. Click on the check mark. And now you'll see it entered your information into your lunch,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
go to the bottom, click on nutrition. Again, you should be at your nutrients and you'll see now how that entry affected your numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense? So as you continue to add foods, it directly affects your macros. These macros are going to be like your Bible. Okay. You have to make sure that the calories you're eating are affecting your macros in a positive way. Okay. So initially, it's going to be a little bit of work on your part to input what you normally eat so that you know where you fall. And then we'll get you to a calorie count that should hopefully help you to either maintain or lose right now. And then we slowly get you on the path to losing weight and increasing your calories so that we can get your metabolism fixed. Okay. So this is just one component. This is your nutrition component, which out of all 3 of them, when we're talking about weight loss, is the most important and crucial one, because you could be working out 7 days a week and have that down pat. But if you're not eating, you're either losing muscle or gaining fat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's kind of, I really like MyFitnessPal because when you start using it and you really stay dedicated to it, you're going to start to see how, and Amanda, I know you're a teacher, so you'll appreciate this. It's kind of like a science project, essentially, because everybody is different. And you're going to find and learn as you go through MyFitnessPal how changing your eating will change the way your body reacts, the way you feel, and how quickly or how slowly you lose or gain weight. And it all has to do with like a scale, essentially, right? Do I need more of this? Do I need a little less of this? You know, and everybody will react differently. I say that because I have a friend who we do this faithfully, and she's in great shape. She's small, really small, like less than 115 pounds. She's rock solid muscle, but this girl cannot eat less than 3,000 calories or she loses weight. She can't. And if she wants to keep her muscle, she has to keep her carbohydrates above 200 grams. If I had 200 grams, I would look like a marshmallow. So everybody's different. And so you have to figure out what is your percentage and where are you going to fall. So this is just a starting point for you. And essentially something that I will help you with if you want my help on it. But something that I feel, especially during this quarantine, is something that most of us need to get under control. And now while we have the time, spend it on making sure we're doing it properly, right? We're not losing weight because we're eating less. That's not good. We want to eat more and still lose weight because that's going to help your metabolism. That's going to help your muscle mass. You know, most people will say to me, oh, it's just, I'm old. My metabolism is slow because I'm old. Does it slow down with age? 100% yes, but that's not the reason. Okay. The reason is we're not eating proper ratios of things. Okay. So does anybody have questions for me on how I want you to use MyFitnessPal?
My Fitness Pal told me 1,200 calories.
Not
That's
going to happen.
pretty low.
Not going to happen. We should not be eating. Here's why. I'm glad you brought that up, Susan, because everybody look at the top of your MyFitnessPal. Hang on, I have to get back in here. So if you look at the top of your MyFitnessPal, it says goal is X amount, your food is X amount, your exercise, okay? I do not want you to put your exercise in there right now. We're not going to get that technical. We will, okay? As we move forward in the weeks, we will track exercise, but right now I need to figure out what your numbers are so we can get you losing weight, and then we'll figure out exercise. But you'll see you have your calories, you subtract your food, and then it adds back your exercise calories. So if you burn 350 calories, it's going to ask you to eat 350 calories more. Okay? Right now, I don't want you to do that. But if you're at 1,200, Susan,
Yeah.
and you're not sitting around all day,
Yeah.
right? You might not exercise, but you're not sitting around all day, right? So you're still burning calories essentially, okay? Nobody should ever drop below 1,200 calories because then you're operating at a really low deficit. You're going to be in fat storage. So I want nobody below 1,500.
Okay.
So if your FitnessPal says 1,200, you are changing it to 1,500. Do you
Okay.
want help doing that, Susan?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're back at your diary page,
Okay.
and at the top, you'll see your calories remaining. It's green.
Right.
Go ahead and click on that.
Okay.
And then click on your macros,
Yep.
and then just click on any one of those goals
Goals.
that's blue. And then click on goal again,
Okay.
and it should take you to calories, carbs, protein, and fat all in blue.
It does.
All right,
Just
I
go
want
click
you to, I want you to click on your 1,200
right.
and change that to 1,500.
Okay.
And then there should be a blue check mark above your number pad. At least
Right.
it is mine. Wherever you find that check mark, click it
Okay.
and then back out of it and go back to your diary screen. And now it should be changed. Your goal on the upper left-hand corner should say 1,500.
Yes.
Perfect. So you're all set.
Yeah. Thank you.
Everybody else is above 12 or 1,500 or above?
Yep.
Deb, you're not?
Mm-mm.
What does yours say?
1390.
What the heck? You know what? You are my problem child.
I know.
So you're back at the diary screen. Click on your green remaining calories.
Okay.
Now you're going to click on any one of those blue percentages.
I don't have blue percentages.
Okay, wait a minute. You should be on macros. Click macros at the top right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Percentages.
Doesn't say ice cream here. That should be one of my categories.
Oh, my.
You know, I could not stop for ice cream on the way home because I was on your meeting.
Amanda, do you see what I'm dealing with?
I see. Welcome to my world.
Oh, poor Davy.
All right, so
Oh,
click on
children,
the
not Davy.
grocery.
Not Davy.
Oh, not Davy, you?
Oh,
Your son.
yes.
All right, so I clicked on protein.
What?
I clicked on protein.
Click on your protein. Now you should see goal is blue.
Yes.
Click on it.
Okay.
Now you should see calories at the top.
Hang on. Get away from that, you stupid screen. It's not letting me do what I want to do.
Of course it's not.
I
What are
hit
you-
goal. Okay, wait a minute. All right, there we go. Now I see what at the top?
Calories.
Yes.
Click on the number of calories.
Okay.
Now change that to 1500.
Theresa, that goal is your basic, like our basic calories need to be at least 1500 or the end one?
Your basic start.
Oh, okay.
Are you not there?
Yeah, I'll change it though.
What the heck? I changed you. How come you won't change?
So hang on. You changed it.
Okay.
Did you hit the
Changed
check
it.
mark?
Hit the check mark. Okay. Now I did, yes.
Now back out of it.
Okay.
And you should go back to your diary. And now your goal should say whatever you put in there, 1500.
Yes, it does.
Perfect. Anybody else need help?
No.
Okay. Janelle, you going to softball tomorrow? Okay.
Yep.
I'll be there.
Maybe I should come coach you guys. If I yell enough, maybe I'll lose some weight.
You know what? What are you doing tomorrow at, what time do we start? 6:45?
Yeah.
6:45 at the top of Minkle Road, Deb.
I don't know where that is. Don't know how to get there.
Go,
So,
in,
you
go to
hey,
Strikersville, you know where the
I know where it is. I really do know
I
where
was
it
gonna say, she knows how to get to the pub. She's pulling our leg. So, okay, we expect to see you there 6:45 with your chair.
is. I'll bring my glove.
For that. So, can everybody do that for me in the next day or two? Plug in what you normally eat. Send me a message as to what your normal calories consumed are, what MyFitnessPal recommends you to be at right now, as long as it's over 1500. And then I will individually tell you where I want you to set it up. Now, I want everybody to start weighing themselves once a week. If we are on, back up, Davey, Amanda, and Susan, and you can let everybody else know in the Biggest Loser group that if they want to plug into my Tuesday Wellness, they absolutely can. Tom is going to let me know what fee is going to be charged or whatever for the wellness on a weekly basis, because I work for him on my Tuesday nights. So I'll let you guys know that. But if you want to participate every Tuesday, 6:30, I'm furloughed right now, so I shouldn't have to be changing wellness. Sometimes it happens that we have to change the night or the time if I get hung up at work or whatever. But we'll do this again next Tuesday at 6:30. I want to pick up where we left off. And what I want to know is every Monday or Tuesday morning, I want everybody to weigh themselves so that as we go through this process, okay, Tuesday when we meet again, you don't have to tell us together. You don't have to tell anybody how much you weigh, but are you up or are you down? And again, I'm not looking for 3 pounds, I'm looking for, are you up or down? Right? Because essentially, if you're down, I don't care if it's 0.3 that you're down. You're down. We're in the right direction. We'll make a few adjustments. But if you're on your way up, then my adjustments for you need to be different. Okay. For those of you that I train, right? So I'm with you more than just once a week. You can weigh yourself more often so that when we chat during that session time, you can tell me, right? So Davey, we're going to meet again on Thursday, right? Deb, we're going to meet again on Saturday. So if during that time you want to tell me, hey, I'm up a little, or hey, I'm down a little, so that you're not waiting a whole week. Okay. And also for any of you in this group, again, if you're worried and you're weighing yourself every day or whatever, and you want to shoot me a message, hey, I'm up, or hey, I'm down, because you don't want to wait a week, feel free to do that. But I don't want you to freak out if you're up a little bit, because there's so many reasons why that can happen.
Yeah, the scale lies.
It does lie. Or we had an ice cream cone. Or
I didn't get to.
or we didn't drink enough water, or right, we had a graduation party that we ate a little too much at, or whatever. Okay, so only weigh yourself on a daily basis if it's not going to freak you out, because you will have a day where you're up and another day where you're down. That'll happen.
It doesn't freak me out because I weigh myself every day, and I know I'm up and down anyway, so I'm used to it.
Perfect.
It's not a lot usually, so I don't worry about it.
That's perfect.
I'm sort of maintaining anyway. I'm not losing weight, so.
You're maintaining. But that was your goal, is maintaining, right?
Yeah, not to lose, no.
Right.
I mean, if I lose, it's not a big deal, but I don't want to lose a whole lot either.
Correct. I get that. All right. So everybody's good. Everybody understands what I want you to do this week.
Yes.
If you have any questions, shoot me either in Messenger or a text, or give me a call. It doesn't matter. Whatever is your easiest mode of communication is fine by me. If you call me and I can't answer, leave me a message. I will call you back. Not a big deal.
So Theresa, I would be curious, and you can just shoot me a message later. I would be curious if you like the ratios on that paper that you see or not, because I think it's a little different, but you can look at it and see.
And what, did you send me something?
I sent you in Messenger. I sent you my InBody scan.
Oh, okay. Oh, just today or recent, or a few days ago?
The other day.
I was going to say, I saw that one. Yeah. No, I saw that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Janelle,
Thanks.
Deb, I'll see you tomorrow.
There's an ice cream store on the way to Minkle Road.
There is?
Right
Oh,
after.
there it is, at the gas station.
And
Just
Marmax.
Wipe your face before you
No,
see me.
Marmax doesn't have ice cream anymore. Don't worry, I know where all the ice cream shops are.
Hang on. If you're coming, you need to bring me and Janelle a sample.
I was just gonna say that. I need one too.
Need a twist, please.
I might have to lick it in between because I can't drive and hold 3 ice cream cones.
Yeah, good point. Never mind, I don't need one. God. All right. Well, guys, I'm glad you made it on the call. This is recorded, so if anybody, is stuck or needs a refresher, we can send you the recording of this tonight. If
Tom's not going to see it, is he?
What's that?
Tom's not going to see it, is he?
Yeah, Tom will see it.
Because I made him a deal. I was not going to eat ice cream until I lost 10 pounds.
Oh, great. You
Well,
well, your secret's out. I'm sorry, Deb. Should have told me that before we started talking. Oh my God. So, yeah, like for Mikey, if he wants this, we can send him the recording, and he can listen to it and pick up where we left off, so he can jump on next week. Good?
Okay. All right. Sounds
All
good.
right. Good to see you. Yeah.
It's nice to
All right,
meet you
thanks for
all.
letting us
Thank you.
crash.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.